On. Hello, judges. My name is Jesse King.
My name is Luc Montalba.
Today we're going to be presenting Amplitude Inc.
Our recommendation is buy and hold with a price target of $16.43 and an upside of 62.3% from current levels. The market cap of Amplitude is $1.55 billion. Enterprise value is $1.29 billion, and P/E for the next 12 months is 83.3x.
Qualitative analysis. As digitalization of businesses occurs, companies are forced to adapt to using services like what Amplitude offers, such as digital optimization and product analytics. As we become a digital-first world, this is a necessity for companies that want to manage large amounts of data.
Quantitative analysis. Amplitude has not been profitable in recent years. However, we project Amplitude to cut down on costs and revenue to surpass expectations, leading to them becoming profitable next year.
Company overview. Amplitude is an advanced software and data analytics company out of San Francisco. Amplitude was founded in 2012 and went public in 2021. Since then, they have accumulated 26 of the Fortune 100 companies and over 3,800 other companies. In a digital-first world, Amplitude uses their behavioral graph designed by Jeffrey Wang to analyze anonymous customer data into usable information for companies to make informed strategic decisions with. Their management team. Curtis Liu is the Chief Technology Officer and co-founder. Spencer Skates is the co-founder and CEO. John Strepa is the head of investor relations. And Andrew Casey is the newly appointed CFO. Their revenue by region, adding up to $299 million, is 60% coming from the United States and 40% from international. As you can see in the revenue and EBITDA graph, their EBITDA is currently in the negatives, but we are projecting starting in 2025 for their EBITDA to become positive and grow effectively over the next couple of years.
Amplitude is data analytics, data collection. Amplitude uses software development kits or SDKs to collect data. Unlike cookies, SDKs are much more confidential and safe. Behavioral graph. Amplitude's behavioral graph is the world's most intelligent and best performing database of digital behavior.
Industry overview. Data analytics industry growth is driven primarily due to the mass digitalization of businesses and a demand for ways optimizing companies' apps, websites, and other online platforms. The data analytics industry is currently valued at just above $50 billion, but is projected to increase to around $350 billion by 2030.
Investment thesis one. In 2021, Amplitude's stock crashed dramatically. This was due to an overall tech recession and the pandemic. It was also related to an issue with their database infrastructure. Since this, Amplitude has gone through some major restructuring and hired Jeffrey Wang, the chief architect. They've invested more into data architecture and improving systems to handle higher volumes more efficiently. Amplitude is backed by many well-funded companies like Sequoia Group. They partnered in 2018 and took them public.
Investment thesis 2, AI consideration. Amplitude is using artificial intelligence to help them with their digital optimization server. The market for artificial intelligence is vast and monumental, adding up to around $640 billion in 2024. But by 2030, the AI market is going to be upwards of $1.8 trillion.
Competitive positioning. There's not much risk, and Amplitude is a large moat. The high cost of failure that Amplitude has results in a situation where, for example, if Walmart want to switch away from Amplitude, they probably wouldn't because they have too much to risk and not much to gain. Amplitude typically works perfectly fine, and they have moderate to high switching costs that average between $45,000 and $120,000. Rivalry is also not a significant threat due to Amplitude having a great brand image.
Revenue drivers. Because Amplitude is a SaaS business, software as a service, the revenue drives mainly from their subscriptions with companies like their Fortune 100 companies. For instance, Walmart just released their Q4 sales for online, and for the 11th consecutive year, their online sales grew 10% year over year. This shows what a dramatic difference Amplitude makes in company's online servers. Amplitude's revenue last year was 299 million, and in 2023 it was 276 million. Their R&D, however, in 2024 was 97 million, and in 2023 90 million. This is a significant portion of their revenue. If you take out these expenses, their profit last year would have been 67 million, and in 2023 it would have been 59 million. As you can see in the graph, their percentage of R&D is going down year over year, which means that in the future, Amplitude will be profitable.
Financial analysis. During the fiscal years 2023 and 2024, the revenue had an 8% increase. Projected revenue for fiscal year 2025 is 330 million, a 10.4% increase. Cash positioning. Amplitude currently has $6 million in debt and 18.5 million in net cash. Amplitude's cash and cash equivalents add up to $249 million.
The discounted cash flow analysis we made for Amplitude suggests a 10% increase in revenue for 2025, a 15% increase in revenue for 2026, and a 21% increase in 2027. The discounted cash flow analysis yields an average share price of $18, an upside of 77.9% from current levels. This is from using the exit multiple method and terminal growth method. For the exit multiple method, we use an EV/EBITDA of 5.6x and a WACC of 7.9%. For the terminal growth method, we used a perpetuity growth rate of 1% and a WACC of 7.9% as well.
Comparable companies analysis. Our comparable companies analysis yields an implied price of $12.75, an upside of 26% to current levels. This analysis is slightly undervaluing Amplitude due to other competitors being slightly more established and profitable, despite Amplitude having much more promising future growth.
Risks and catalysts. Amplitude has a history of losses. As you can see, historically, their operating expenses have outweighed their revenue. Amplitude is also expanding into the small business market, which could be a plus, but some may view it as a negative because it may shine less light on their bigger companies, and maybe this could also be a backup plan if some of their bigger companies stop working with Amplitude. Amplitude also invests significantly in research and development, which could be a negative, because if the research and development does not pay out, then Amplitude will not be doing well. ESG. Social, the overall gender is around even, with a 9% difference from female to male. Their ethnicity is primarily white, and 49% white and 34% Asian. 3% Black or African American, 6% Hispanic or Latinx, 4% would prefer not to disclose, and 4% two or more races. The Energy Star certification for environmental certifies that their headquarters in San Francisco uses significantly less energy than their competitors, around 70%. Their leadership in energy and environmental design certification shows how they reduce their carbon emissions, energy, and waste to conserve our planet.
Recommendation. Our price target of $16.43 was determined with a comparable analysis method, exit multiple method, terminal growth method, which combined to $16.43. The comparable analysis was 30% of the weight. Exit multiple and terminal growth were both 35%. Our price target fits in right below the max price estimate of other analysts and slightly above the average.
Our Appendix 1 shows our WACC, where we had a CAPM of 7% and a WACC of 7.9%.
Our beta is 1.35. Thank you for listening.